If you told me 10 years ago that I'd be running a creative business using my voice, my beats, and a PC, I'd probably laugh at you. Back then, I was a physiotherapist first and a musician second. I knew structure, I knew people, but I didn't know the creative economy. Fast forward to now, I've made over 830,000 Rand on Fiverr alone, completed more than 875 orders, and somehow built a system where voiceover, music production, and freelance strategy all feed into one another. This video is not a flex, I promise you. Please don't take it as one. It's more of a map. I want to show you how my voiceover, my music, and freelance all come together. Not just to make money, but to create stability and meaning in a space that can feel chaotic. So let's break it down. The first thing to take note of is that your skills don't have to compete. They can complement. For years, I treated music and voiceover as separate lives. In the mornings, I'd mix beats. In the afternoon, I'd record voiceovers. I never really saw the link until one client asked, "Can you compose the background music for this ad too?" And that was the light bulb for me. At that moment, suddenly, instead of splitting my focus, I realized my services could stack on top of one another. I'd write the script, I'd voice it, compose the music, and sometimes even handle the light video edit. And I didn't see it as 4 jobs. It was one big job, right? And that's when my business really changed. So let's talk about money for a second. Most voiceover orders, they start small, maybe $40 to $60. But when I package them with custom music, usage rights, or extra services, I've had orders scale all the way up to $300 to $600, especially with international clients. And here's the big thing. When I offer a full creative solution, not just a voice, I get less revisions, I get better reviews, and I get more repeat clients. Because the value isn't just in the sound, it's in the whole system working together. The next thing to take note of is freelance structure saved my creativity. There was a time I'd wake up and chase whatever job was burning the hottest. One day it was a voiceover. The next day it was a beat for an upcoming artist. I was just surviving, but I wasn't actually building anything. Now I've built a system. It's not perfect. Life with kids isn't predictable. But that rhythm gave me freedom. Discipline created breathing room. And I want to be honest, it's taken years to get it right. Voiceover pays the bills the fastest, okay? Music builds the long-term royalties. Freelance then gives me flexibility. Okay, so together they form a triangle of income that gives me stability that no one of those streams gave me alone. And here's where the real magic then kicked in, because of the cross-pollination. Because I do voiceover, I'm better at vocal mixing. Because I produce music, my voiceover demos stand out. Because I understand freelancing, I don't just panic when it's quiet, I adjust. So even my YouTube content benefits. I record with more confidence because of voiceover. I edit with music sense. I teach with freelance clarity. That's the difference between being a freelancer and being a creative entrepreneur. Here's another number for you. Out of the last 100 voiceover orders I did, a few included a request for music or editing. The goal isn't always to get more clients. Sometimes it's just finding more ways to serve the ones you already have. The next thing to take note of is the importance of building momentum. If I stop making beats for a week, my sync catalog slows down. That's what's happening now as I get used to this whole filming schedule, filming on a daily basis. If I skip, changing out my Fiverr demos, my impressions on the platform drop. If I stop writing scripts, my content dries up. So I keep a system for momentum. Simple inputs, right? So I'll do a few scripts a night, voiceover deliveries when they come in. I try to do at least 1 beat a day. I try and do 1 client or 1 publisher check-in if I can, if it's not too heavy that day. But there's some consistency going on. And that's why I don't panic when things dip, when they dry out, because there's this flywheel built up. So if you're sitting on 2 or 3 creative skills and you're wondering to yourself, should I just pick one and drop another one? I'd say don't do that. Pick a system, connect them all, stack them up. Let them work together for you, because once I did that, I stopped feeling like a freelancer trying to survive, that whole struggling artist mentality. And I started feeling like a creative business owner building something that was real. If this helped you see your skill set differently, drop a comment or share it with a fellow creative who's trying to figure it all out. And if you want more behind the scenes on how I structure my Fiverr gigs or how I batch content and voiceover work, check out the freelance playlist or the voiceover breakdowns I've done on this channel. I also have a free freelance starter checklist in my description and in my bio. We're not just chasing gigs anymore. We're building freedom, one skill at a time. Peace.